Welcome to the BridgeNY 2018 Program and Application Training webinar. This is the same training that will be given in person on February 20th through 23rd. See the BridgeNY website to register for the in-person or webinar training on these dates. During today's training, we will be reviewing the 2018 BridgeNY program, including the program objectives, funding information, important dates, changes from 2016. We will talk about the eligible sponsors and eligible projects. The BridgeNY website will be discussed. There will be a walkthrough of the application, including application tips for sponsors. The rating criteria from the Notice of Funding Availability will be shown. The draft application pre-review process will be discussed. There's important information in the Notice of Funding Availability that will be brought to your attention. And the general requirements and resources available to sponsors will be shown. And then the availability of frequently asked questions will be talked about. So the BridgeNY program provides assistance for local governments to rehab and replace bridges and culverts. BridgeNY helps communities deliver safe, transformative, and innovative bridge, culvert rehabilitation and replacement projects that address poor structural conditions, mitigate weight restrictions, mitigate detours, reduce the risk of flooding, improve resiliency, and facilitate economic development. So the available funds in the 2018 BridgeNY program are seen on this slide. There is $200 million available for bridges. The state is broken down into 4 regions, so competition will be within these 4 areas for the dollar amount shown in the graph. And for culverts, there's $50 million available, and the competition with that will be statewide. So the minimum award amount for bridges is $250,000. And the maximum award will be $5 million. The award amount will be 95% of the authorized project costs, meaning that you have a local match of 5%. For culverts, the minimum award amount is $50,000, and the maximum award amount is $1 million. Award amounts will be 100% of the authorized project costs, meaning that there will be no local match. So any costs incurred beyond an authorized project award shall be the sole responsibility of the project sponsor, meaning they will be responsible for any cost overruns. And costs incurred prior to the project award, defined as an executed SLA or state-local agreement, will be ineligible for reimbursement. The important dates for BridgeNY 2018 are as follows. There's going to be a draft application pre-review process. The submission deadlines for this process are March 15th for culverts and March 29th for bridges. The final application submission deadlines are April 13th for culverts and April 27th for bridges. It is anticipated that the project award announcements will occur in late summer or early fall of 2018. Next, I will discuss the differences between the 2016 round and the current 2018 round of BridgeNY. There were no changes in the eligible applicants for the program. For the eligible projects in 2016, it needed to be a public roadway. In 2018, we are excluding structures on toll facilities. We are excluding pedestrian bridges. And there's an option to exclude projects with construction phase already on the STIP. And there's clarification that is added for mixed road or bridge ownership cases, for example, canal bridges. We've previously talked about the amount of funding available. This has changed from the 2016 round. For bridges, the funding available in 2016 was $180 million. That increased to $200 million. And for culverts, the funding available was $20 million. That has increased to $50 million. The funding type is the same. For bridges, it is federal funds, and for culverts, it is still state funds. The funding ranges have been discussed. So the maximum for bridges is $5 million, with flexibility added in the 2018 round, giving New York State DOT flexibility based on the quantity and quality of applications. There was no bridge minimum in the 2016 round. That has been changed to a minimum of $250,000. The culvert maximum remains the same at $1 million, and the culvert minimum has been reduced from $100,000 to $50,000. So a cost contingency and hydraulic resiliency has been added. This was not included in the 2016 round. For the 2018 round in the application, there is an additional 9% added to the estimate to account for field change and mobilization. This is added right into the cost on the application. And the hydraulic analysis for culverts, a preliminary analysis or sizing the structure based on 50% larger than the existing span is a requirement to reduce risk on hydraulic opening. For the funding years, you can see they're given here. For the 2018 round, it's state fiscal year 18-19 and 19-20. The geographic funding distribution has not changed. The scoring factors have changed a little bit. For a bridge portion of the program, there is bonus points available for sponsors that include a PE certified letter stating that they have reviewed the application. There is a pre-review process available for bridges and culvert applications. There are bonus points for sponsors who participate in the pre-review. And then the delivery risk, infrastructure need, and economic competitiveness factors remain the same as last time. The scoring approach in 2016 was qualitative. We're changing that to be quantitative. The force account delivery method, we were silent on that in 2016. It is discussed in the Notice of Funding Availability for 2018. This is allowed for bridges, assuming that the sponsors must provide a public interest finding, and it is available for culverts. In 2018, we will be having centralized consultant support for culverts if the sponsors choose to participate. This is not available for bridges and was not available in the 2016 round. Pertaining to review teams, we are increasing the number of review teams. In 2016, there was 5 teams. We're anticipating 11 in 2018. We had 1 evaluator from the ESD last time, and this time we will be providing guidance to all reviewers. The evaluator scoring areas has not changed from last time. The locals will score projects outside of their own region. In 2016, we had 3 New York State DOT reviewers. This time we will have 11 New York State DOT reviewers. The reviewers last time had to review bridges and culverts. This time each team will only have to review either bridges or culverts. As for the number of applications that can be submitted, there are no changes in bridges. Last time, you could submit 2 applications per year for a total of 4 applications, and you could be awarded 1 application per year for a total of 2 bridge awards. That remains unchanged. We have changed the number of applications for culverts It was 5 applications per year, and we have reduced that to 3 applications per year, meaning that this time you could submit 6 applications total. And the number of award amounts for culverts has remained unchanged. So you may receive 3 awards per year for a total of 6 culverts. As I mentioned, the application site bundling, this was not clear in 2016. If you want to apply for 2 projects that are very close to each other, you need to apply for each site separately. So 1 application per structure, even if they are very close to each other. Right-of-way was not specifically discussed in the 2016 round. Please read the NOFA carefully this time with respect to right-of-way. The sponsor needs to identify the right-of-way needs in the application. You need to certify that the sponsor is going to acquire the right-of-way, and they need to have proof of right-of-way ownership. Also, New York State DOT can void awards if the sponsors fails in 1 or 2 above. So the time available for the projects. In the 2016 round, the sponsor had 36 months to complete construction. That time is being reduced to 30 months. And the time allowed to get to construction is being increased. So in 2016, the sponsor had 18 months to get their project to construction. That is being increased to 24 months. Training was not provided in the 2016 round. For 2018, we will be providing in-person training for sponsors and webinars, and we will also have webinars for the evaluators. Eligible sponsors include local governments, counties, towns, cities, and villages, tribal governments, public benefit corporations. All entities must be authorized to receive and administer state and federal transportation funding. Eligible projects include bridges on public roadways eligible for federal aid, culvert projects through the state aid process, and bridge projects that incorporate sensors to monitor structural integrity. Bridges and/or culverts that are on a toll collection facility are excluded from eligibility from BridgeNY funds. Multi-use, which would be pedestrian or bicycle bridges, and railroad bridges are excluded from eligibility. However, road bridges that carry public roadways over a railroad track are included in the funding opportunity. And sponsors can progress project construction through the use of force account. For bridge projects, there must be a public interest finding. All of the program information is contained on the website. You can type in the website listed here, or you can Google BridgeNY, all one word, to find the website. It is suggested that sponsors monitor and frequently check the website for the most current information.